Here we go. We're back with episode 9 of the One Trick Ponies podcast. My name is Kenyon Cooksley, and I'm here with my co-host Caleb Galloway. Caleb, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Excited to be recording today, man.
Yeah, I would say for not having a lot of stuff to talk about last week's podcast, we sure did get a lot of reactions and feedback and comments for the episode.
Yeah, it was interesting to say the least.
We have finally found our way onto the For You page of the trolls and haters of TikTok.
It's awesome. I love it.
When
They're
I
not as
knew
creative this time. Not as
no
creative this
no
time.
I
Sucks.
knew we reached that point when I got a comment on one of our clips and I needed to approve it or delete it, and I think the comment was just like, "This podcast sucks" or something. But and then I also saw we had a comment today on one of our clips. I think it was the Chiefs clip. A guy just randomly commented, "These guys don't watch film."
Yeah.
And again, I'll hit him with the same response I give everybody: love or hate. We appreciate you stopping by. I mean, you took time out of your way to stop on the clip and give us feedback and share your opinion. I mean,
It's
that's what
awesome.
we're doing, right? We're sharing our opinion on a podcast here.
Yeah.
So I I appreciate it, but it's just very funny because this week the hate was like no other. It was just constant. Uh, these guys suck. Why do these individuals have podcast equipment? Uh, this is what happens when you let everybody have a podcast. It was kind of like just the same old kind of hate that you see across other platforms on other
Yeah.
accounts and whatnot. Uh, but what made it so funny to me is every profile that I clicked, it was just like a troll account. Like they were like clipping video games or like movie clips or
Yeah.
random
Yeah. Not
things.
real
Like
people.
no, it was literally just people hiding behind some username. And at the end of the day, we're doing this because we love it. And it's also we've talked about this before, a great resource to use when me and you are arguing about something, and when you claim that you've said something and I don't believe you. Well, now we have this podcast. We
Yes.
never we never decided to do this because we thought we were going to be big and famous and break the internet. We are literally doing this because we love talking sports, and now we just fortunately and unfortunately have a microphone in front of our face. So hey,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But now we're here. We survived. Hopefully, one day we'll get to the love side of TikTok where everybody just loves us and supports us and stands up for us. But I don't see that happening. You
Don't
know,
want that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see that happening anytime soon. But Caleb, nice shirt.
I know it was unintentional.
I know.
Unin- un-
I tried to, and I don't even know if I've wore this sweatshirt yet in the podcast, but I always try to wear a different sweatshirt every time we record. And this was the pick today, and then I saw you're wearing your UFC Charlotte shirt.
yep. I just do something on. Went out and about in the city today. So it was a nice, comfortable shirt.
What'd you do out and about in the city? What'd you do today?
I went to Winston, went and got some pizza at this little like brick fire pizza spot. Went down the road, just kind of walked up and down Main Street. Had a good little time.
I also had pizza today. What kind of pizza did you have?
A grilled chicken buffalo pizza.
Why did you say that so weird? Why didn't you just say buffalo chicken pizza?
It was grilled specifically.
Well, was it good?
It was really good. Yeah, I didn't even finish it all. It was 4 pieces, little small like pan pizza. It was pretty solid.
Yeah, I for me, I also had chicken on my pizza, but I'm in like my cooking era. So I cooked. I know I love cooking. Right now is like one of my favorite things to do. Just also on a weekend where I've had a lot of downtime, I like to cook. And yesterday I made some
It's
homemade
relaxing. It's
Yeah,
real.
no, for real. And yesterday I made some homemade pesto and I had some left over and I was like, hey, let's try this on pizza. And I never had pesto pizza before, but I had chicken pesto pizza and I added some little cherry tomatoes. I'm not a very big fan of tomatoes, and I know you're not a fan of tomatoes either.
Yeah.
But on the pizza, they were actually kind of
So when I was in Atlanta the week that we didn't film the podcast, I was at this conference and they had like no food, but they had like people walking around with like finger food. And I was like, bro, I had not ate. I did not. I left it North Carolina at like 8 a.m. It's like 2 p.m. I've not ate. I was like, I just need to eat something. It's like the next server that walks by with finger food, I'm just gonna grab whatever they have on the plate. It was cherry tomatoes and mozzarella. It's like
oh
caprese
yeah.
skewers. I hate tomatoes. I was so hungry. I was like, bro, I gotta eat something. I'm gonna be pissed off during this conference. So that was the first tomato I've eaten in like 8 years. It actually wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but like I think I can only eat cherry tomatoes because they're like I don't want to say crispy, but like they have good skin. The skin on a cherry tomato is like really nice. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also not a big fan of tomatoes, and I don't have them frequently at all. I have them here and there. Maybe when I have no other option, like you were just
Yeah,
explaining, I will go to tomatoes. But today I looked up a recipe for the pizza, and they had tomatoes on it. I was like, yeah, let's just give it a try. So I tried
nice.
it. It was good. Yeah.
You sent me a picture. It looked pretty good.
Yeah. There's nothing out of everything you can cook and out of all the results you can have in cooking, when you cook a pizza crust to the perfection of just like it's nice and crisp as the crunch to it, but it's not like biting into a rock or a brick. You know, that just makes
Yes.
the whole experience of cooking and eating. Uh, so the crust came out great, but then the chicken was good, and the tomatoes and the pesto were great too. So,
Nice.
uh, well, that must have been how long did that pizza take? Because we were originally planning to record at what, 2:30. Oh, and then 4 o'clock, and oh, now here we are at 6:15 p.m. my time, so 7:15 your time. What in the hell did they like drop the pizza? Did they burn it?
So I was under the assumption we were just going to get pizza. I was like, oh, okay. That doesn't take 5 hours. It's about 30 minutes away. So we drive up there. We go get something else first. I'm like, okay, well, there goes my 2:30 assumption. So
Mm.
Canyon starts Snapchatting me. He's like, 2:30 my ass, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, no way we're going to be here past 4 o'clock. I'll be back by 4 for sure. Well, we get out, we start walking. And I'm like, I don't think this is where the pizza place is at. So we keep walking some more. I'm like, all right, I'm realizing we're not going in the direction of the pizza's place. And so I just go, hey, I'm really hungry. I was, in fact, not that hungry. I just wanted to get out of the city we were in. I didn't want to get back so we can record the podcast. So, like, oh, okay, we're just going to go in the store right quick. You can start working to the pizza spot. Cool. How far is this pizza spot that I'm having to get a head start? So I'm like, all right, I look at it 8 blocks away,
8 blocks?
8 blocks away.
Whew.
So, like, a good distance. It's not. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So I start walking. I'm like, all right, here we go. Here we go. I make it, you know, I jaywalked a few times, but we got there. I'm waiting. I look at my phone. I'm like, it's 4:30. This dude Canyon is gonna kill me. Because at this point, they're still in the store 8 blocks away. I'm outside of the pizza spot, just chilling. My mom calls me. Hey, we're heading there now. Get us a table. I sat there for 20 minutes by myself.
And then you
So,
sent me a picture of ice cream.
yeah, that was before. That was the spot we made before. It was good though. That was before the pizza.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
Yeah, no, I trust me.
Ice cream? before pizza?
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Listen, I was just along for the ride. Okay.
Hmm.
I will say though, let me tell you about this ice cream right quick. Ice cream. Have you ever had nitro or nitrogen ice cream? Have you ever had that before? So basically, what it is like they freeze blast it.
Hmm.
They make all of it fresh.
Hmm.
It's like made to order ice cream. So I got banana pudding because I love banana pudding. Like I think it's probably. Do you not like banana pudding?
Not even a chance. Never had it before, nor will I ever try it. But continue.
Okay, so I get banana pudding ice cream. One of the big ingredients in banana pudding is the vanilla wafers. You ever had a vanilla wafer?
Can't say that I have. Continue.
Okay, it's like a sweet cracker. It's like a sweet cracker,
Okay.
but that's one of the big things in it. Banana pudding ice cream, though, the wafers always get soggy and it makes it shit.
Okay.
Soggy cracker. That's what my nickname was in high school. It's awful.
Okay.
Basically, this way, they put the wafers in last so they're crispy. Fire. Shout out the nitrogen place we went today.
Like, are you saying like 10 out of 10 ice cream?
It was like 9.38.
Pretty good scale. Pretty good
It was
range.
it was it was fire.
Hmm. Never had nitrogen ice cream, but it sounds kind of interesting.
It's the first time I ever had it. It was cool. I made to order ice cream.
Yeah, that's
But
pretty
yeah.
cool. Speaking of ice cream, I might get some ice cream after this. I got some cookies and cream in my freezer. I'm gonna load it up with some peanut butter and then
Man, put it in microwave.
put it in the microwave. I,
Ugh.
I I feel like that's so. And then we'll get to the sports here, but I feel like microwaving your ice cream is not that crazy. And let me explain. Let me explain. Because I was out to eat with my boss and uh Friday, and he was like, "Hey, like, Ken, have you ever been downtown?" He knows I don't really like going out to public places much, and he's like, "Hey, have you ever been downtown? There's a really good ice cream spot. We gotta take you there." It's like, "Oh, but I bet they don't microwave your ice cream." And the assumption when I tell people I microwave my ice cream, I'm not saying I put it in the microwave and let it sit in there for a minute. It's something my uncle taught me. When you get ice cream out of the freezer, it's kind of tough to get out. Get an ice cream scooper, it's kind of tough to get out. Uh, and you kind of have to stab at it initially when you put it in your
Yeah.
mouth. And my uncle's like, if you want to avoid that situation, I don't know why you ever told me this number, but he said 28 seconds. Put it in the microwave, 28 seconds. It doesn't melt it. It doesn't become soup. You're not drinking milk, but it softens it up. So where you're not having to stab into it, you can just scoop it up and eat it.
So I'm gonna tell you about an invention that you would love.
Okay.
There's like ice cream spoons, right? Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of that? Like insulated spoons that heat up to a certain temperature so you can eat ice cream so you don't have to microwave your whole bowl.
But I don't everybody has a microwave. Not everybody has a fancy spoon.
If you had that spoon, would you use it
No,
instead of microwaving?
because it be the same reason why I don't go 27 seconds or 29 seconds. My uncle taught me this, and I'm going to pass it on to my children, and it's going to be one of those things that's just going to stay in the family. 28-second ice cream, cookies and cream, peanut butter, maybe a little chocolate chips. Then you kind of mix it all up together after it softens. Bro, it's literally it's better than this nitrogen banana
What's
pudding.
your go-to ice cream flavor?
I just said it. Cookies and cream. Like if I go to Culver's, I'll do cookies or I'll do like Oreos, and then cookie dough, and then Reese's peanut butter cups. So essentially, what I just said, if I
Yeah.
had to get ice cream at home.
You get them
So
all mixed?
yeah,
I've never, yeah. Normally, when I get ice cream, I get like one straight flavor. I always get cookie dough. Cookie dough is my favorite ice cream flavor by far.
yeah. So
But
I just get cookies
yeah.
and cream, and then I just and then the best if you get a warm brownie or
Okay,
a
that I can
crumble
agree.
or a crumble cookie,
Never had that.
dude. I'm telling you, it will change your life. But
No, a warm brownie and ice cream slaps.
oh, I agree. But I need like, and the thing is when people tell me like microwaving ice cream is insane and whatnot, they have never tried it. Try it. Come back to me, and if you don't like it, I understand. But if you try it, 28 seconds, do your thing, get whatever toppings, whatever flavor you want, try it after. I'm telling you, you will thank me later.
I don't know, man.
Do you have
I've
ice
tried
cream in
it.
your house? Do you have
I've
ice cream
tried
in
it.
your house?
No, we've known each other. You've done this the whole time I've known you. So I've tried it. It's just not for me.
Well, you're a strange fellow.
I think I'm more on the regular side of this conversation. Of this
All right.
one, it's you like it. It's your thing. I've never judged you. I have judged you initially for it, but you've done it. I thought you were just doing it to be weird the first time, so I judged you. But no, that's
Promise
really
you,
how you get your ice cream.
it is not something to get reactions out of people. Something my uncle always taught me, so now I just do it naturally.
It's hey, you gotta respect it. Tradition.
Yep. But when you forget that you have it in the microwave and you have one of those microwaves where you can't put an exact time and you put it in for a minute and then you forget it's in there and then it turns into soup, that's where it goes downhill very quickly.
How many times have you done that?
A lot. So I'm also the same guy that one time left lasagna in my oven at 350 the entire night until the next morning. Sometimes I forget things, man. I got ADHD.
How'd that lasagna look when you pulled it out?
It looked like brownies.
Oh shit! Where's your house didn't burn down or something?
It was just black. It was just straight black.
That's
Straight
hilarious.
black.
That's
No, yeah, no
hilarious.
alarms went off, no smoke or nothing. It was just black. And getting that
That,
thing out, like, just like I tried to like get it out of the container that it was in. And it was just like a brick and just it like fell into the trash can and then it like just like broke into pieces.
my God,
Yeah. So
that's hilarious.
all right. That's our little spiel. Now let's get on to the sports. So as we're recording this, we there's some pretty big games going on, game sevens to be exact, in the NBA playoffs. Last night, we're recording this on a Sunday. Last night, the Mavericks avoided game seven by coming back from down 17 against the Thunder. That was a big, big, big game, cool environment. When a team does that on their home court, the crowd, like nothing beats
Nuts,
that type of stuff.
nuts.
And Kyrie and Luca, PJ Washington's been great. Last night it was who's the dunker? Derek Jones.
Derek Jones Jr. has gone nuts.
Yes, he was like hitting corner three after corner three, and he was really like kind of the momentum piece in that run. And yeah, the Mavericks look good, man. And for that Thunder team, nothing to hang your heads on, but Chet needs help. He needs size down low with him. He was getting bullied by Gafford and Derek Lively and PJ Washington. He was just getting bullied down there. They need another big body. And then J Dub just needs to be a little bit more consistent. Also, Lou Dort played terrible. He was fouled uncontrollably. Wasn't really. He was just a liability everywhere on the floor in that last night's game. But tonight, the Pacers actually just won Game 7 against the Knicks, and unfortunately, Brunson went down with a fractured left hand. I think I saw the Pacers won 130-109. Halliburton had 26 points, and for the Knicks, DiVincenzo had 39.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, I mean, a guy stepped up, but just imagine if they had Brunson. I think Brunson could have made, obviously, Brunson has been that big key piece for that entire series. And he honestly was a piece to get that to game 7. So it's unfortunate because that dude has completely like rebuilt his career.
Yeah.
When he was drafted with the Mavericks, and then he got dealt, and then now with the Knicks, he's become the superstar. And
Well, I mean, he signed a pretty sizable contract with the Knicks. It was 4 years, over 100 million. So, like, he obviously he had the potential, but he's actually reaching that potential right now. I'd say
yeah,
surpassing that potential.
Yes, because I would agree. Like with the Mavericks, he was still a good player, but he would never had the opportunity to really branch
Like
out and to
flourish.
be yes. And now with the Knicks, when they were desperately looking for a guy, I mean, this dude just stepped up and he has been an absolute baller. And I think the
Yeah.
Knicks have a very bright future if they can continue to get a couple other pieces around
Yeah.
Brunson. I mean, obviously DiVincenzo's having no problem scoring if he can do that in a big Cam environment in Game 7, scoring 39 points. So I
Yeah.
think I think the Knicks they've always been the laugh of the Eastern Conference. Always the big talk, and they never really I remember that Melo era. Uh, and kind of that hiccup with when they had RJ Barrett still there and Julius Randle. But now they're finally reaching to become one of the best teams in the East. So
Yeah. I mean, I think getting OG Anunoby helped them a lot. I know he missed quite a bit of time with injury.
yes.
Randall, when he stays healthy, he's actually, all-star caliber player. Mitchell Robinson, when healthy, he's actually very underrated in my opinion. He's a very sneaky good center, but he has health issues. Feels like every year.
Mhm.
Josh Hart has stepped up into a really good role.
Yeah. Josh Hart's like a Swiss Army knife. That dude can
Yeah,
kind of just do a little bit of anything. If you need him to get on the floor, if you need him to make a hustle play on defense, get a basket here and there, he's kind of has been a Swiss Army knife for the Knicks and uh, the Villanova three. Those three
I
Villanova
know.
dogs, man.
Sick.
They it's cool that their careers kindly are finally like led back to each other because now they're kind of becoming a little big trio of their own. So
Yeah, pretty cool. Well,
bright future for the Knicks, and I mean for the Pacers, that's just out of nowhere. They
yeah,
knock off.
man.
I mean, they knock off the Bucks, and now the Knicks.
TJ McConnell, he's the man.
T.J. McCollum, Tyrese Halliburton, man. That was
Spicy P.
yeah. They got a they got a good group. I wouldn't say like I didn't think it was gonna be like it wasn't going to reach the
Yeah,
place that it has reached this year already, like right now. But
yeah.
I'm curious what it's going to be like with the Celtics though. I mean,
Mm.
Celtics they look untouchable, man. They look
They're
so good.
very good, man.
They look
They're
so good.
very good. I mean,
So
I don't know. I think it's gonna be a very good series.
I think so too. I again when a team finds their stride, especially at this time, it's anybody's series, anybody's game, and
Exactly.
uh, I'm excited for that one. And then the other game 7 is actually going to kick off here in about 30 minutes. Uh, that's probably the biggest game 7 out of the two today, and that's the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. And I think it could go either way. I could see Jokic going for 50. I could see Ann Edwards going for 50. I mean,
Yeah,
I honestly don't know.
I think it's gonna be the game of the role players. I think
Mm-hmm.
those two will have games of their, just they'll be lights out, but it's gonna be how does everybody else play? How does Murray play? How does Cat play? Gobert, those guys, they're gonna have to play at a high level for it
I'm
to
gonna
matter.
I'm gonna make the take of I think the Nuggets will get the job done just off of experience. They know how to perform in these clutch performance and these big moments and these clutch times. I mean, look at what Jamal Murray did when they needed a basket at the end of the game against the Lakers in the first series. They know how to win in these big kind of crunch time moments. And I still think the Timberwolves are young, but they'll get there. I mean,
Yeah,
they've gone through the gauntlet right now of Denver, and I think you kind of get a couple more years under your belt, keep improving with Anthony Edwards, building around him. The Timberwolves, I think they'll be right back here in next year or a couple years
I
in
mean
the future, and they could probably contend for a finals trophy.
it's crazy to think like Cat's going into his next year be his ninth year.
Mm-hmm.
Gobert's already been in the league for 10 years.
I know.
Like those guys, they're not that young. Like
Mm-hmm.
Ant Man, Jaden Daniels, Jaden
But
McDaniels, excuse me.
What I'm saying is they're young in the playoffs world.
Yes, they're young to winning.
Yes, because you got to remember that Timberwolves team was hot garbage,
Garbage. Yes.
hot garbage
Yeah.
when they had Jimmy Butler there. Yeah, it was
My
just
guy.
D'Angelo
My guy.
Russell. It was just hot garbage in that city, and now it's finally getting to a place where hopefully they no longer have to have any high draft picks and they can kind of just go out and get like the vets, the guys that know how to win to join them, jump on the train with them, and create a big monster up north. So
Yeah, I think people want to play with Anthony Edwards. So
oh,
I,
absolutely.
I think I think we'll see some of these big free agents. Like Minnesota will be a destination now in free agency, and it's really never been one
Yeah,
ever.
I agree. I agree. So that's a game to keep our eye on. I'll take the Nuggets, and I mean obviously this will come out after the results. So Caleb, are you taking the Nuggets? Or are you going Timberwolves?
I really want the Timberwolves to win, but I agree with you. I think the experience of the Nuggets will get them through tonight.
And talk about a series if that happens, the Nuggets and the Mavericks.
It's gonna be a great one.
Yeah, I mean the superstars on display in that series is going to be.
Kyrie versus Jamal.
Yep.
Oh, obviously
Jokic and
Jokic
I
and
know
Don.
Jokic and Doncic are like really close and
Yeah,
good
they're
friends.
buddies. They're
Yeah,
buddies. It's gonna be that'll be a banger of a series.
yeah. So I'm excited for that. But and we to stay on the basketball talk and to kind of obviously wrap it up here before we get into our next segment. We hinted at it. We talked a little bit about it. We did a lottery mock draft. Me and Caleb did. Um, I'm not very confident with with a lot of these picks. Uh, I didn't send this tweet to you, Caleb, but last week after we recorded, I saw a tweet that said, having the first pick in this year's draft is like having the or getting the rights of Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I saw something very similar to that.
And if you don't know who Tobias Harris is, he's what, a third, fourth option on the 76ers?
Yeah,
Uh, so that just says a lot about this draft. I also saw a clip of an NBA analyst like literally destroying Bronny James, saying like he's heard from team scouts that Bronny is nowhere near ready for the NBA. He needed to take another year. He's slow. He can't score. So, uh,
Jesus,
yeah, it's too small for the league. He's a tweener. They said he's not a real point guard, but he's not a shooting guard. So they don't know what to do with him. So I mean, they said if the Lakers don't draft him, he's going to be undrafted. So this
Jesus.
draft is just a bunch of cluster. And one of these players that I'll get to when I get to him on my in my lottery is I've seen mock drafts of him anywhere from the top 5 to the top 15 to the late first round. So if that says anything about a prospect too, and I'll hint on it, and I'll talk about him when I get to that point in my mock draft. But these players, there's no set in stone outside of probably Alex Sarr, and we can both get into it right now.
Yeah,
I would say the first pick in both of our mock drafts, Alex Sarr, the power forward center from France, 7'1" to the Atlanta Hawks. I was reading into it. Capella is entering his final year on his contract. It makes sense for the Atlanta Hawks to get a guy like Sarr. Sarr, he's a great defender, great perimeter defender. He switches off and on the ball quite effortlessly, and he has a lot of upside with his offensive game, his ball handling, his decision making, and his scoring ability. Uh, it just needs to be developed correctly. I think I think he'll have a decent career in the NBA, but again, he's just not like a prospect we've seen in the past. He's a little bit more raw, but I would say without a doubt he's probably the first overall pick in this year's draft.
yeah. It's funny you said Capella. I've talked about it before on the podcast. I don't watch a ton of basketball, I keep up with the Hornets, and that's pretty much it. I forgot all about Clint Capella existing. That's the first time I've heard his name. And realistically, since he probably signed with Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's entering his final year on his contract. He's the big man for Atlanta right now, and it would just make sense for Sarr to step
Yeah.
into that role. Sarr's like 19, I think,
Yeah, he's stupid young.
very young. So I think that's the pick that needs to happen for the Hawks. And then my second pick, do we have the same here with
We do.
Miko Topic?
Yes. Topic.
Uh, the point guard from
Serbia.
Serbia, yes, going to the Washington Wizards. And isn't Denny also from Serbia?
I think Denny is Serbian, I
So
believe.
I've heard that that could blossom into something. But the big intriguing part of Topic's game is his ball handling and his passing. He uh, he really makes everybody around him better. And that's why NBA scouts enjoy him so much. I think he's averaging like 14 points overseas, so he can still score it, and he's actually a really good free throw shooter. But I think getting a guy like him into Washington, where they have a primary scorer in Jordan Poole, a guy like Corey Kispert, Denny, Kyle Kuzma, those guys, they're not super crazy stars of the NBA, but a guy like Topic can get those individuals to maximize their value with his
Yeah.
passing ability and his decision making. And then they also have who they drafted last year, and Bilal Koulibaly, who was hurt. Getting him back, I just think the way to go there is Nikola Topic.
I agree. That's why I did the same pick.
What do you have third? Who do you have third, Caleb?
Zachariah Richair.
Gotcha. To the
Got
Houston
the
Rockets.
to the Houston Rockets, 19-year-old from France. He just dropped 28 in a game last night. Went like 6 for 7 from three. Super efficient shooter. Played in the Euro Cup last year. He's just a lot of experience for a 19-year-old. I think this is a good pick. It meshes with that team well. Jalen Green, Shangoon, Thompson kid, Cam Whitmore. They've got a lot of youth on that team, and I think this is another piece that would be really good for them.
Yeah, so this is where I went different than you here, and we can just talk about our top five picks, and then we can briefly just touch on everybody else in the lottery. But for the third overall pick, I went with Reed Shepard,
Okay.
the shooting guard out of Kentucky. What I see with him is just he's a shot creator, and that could really go well with that second unit for the Rockets. You
Yeah.
have you have Jalen Green in that first unit, the starting five, but then coming off the bench with like say a taller guard and they have what Thompson brother? I always get them mixed up.
I believe Osor.
You think Asor?
No.
Is it Amin or Asor? I get them
It's
mixed up, and
I
this is
get them
not
mixed
me
up
being a
all the time.
casual. This is not me being a casual. This is me just literally not knowing what Thompson brother. Let me look it up right now.
I'm a casual, I will admit.
So Amin Thompson is a rocket.
So it's Amin.
Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, so him on the floor with a guy like Amin Thompson, I just think he would work well with what the Rockets are trying to build. Like I said, he can score the ball quite effortlessly when he has the right pieces and good pieces around him, and when he gets hot, he is really really special. And I just think he's clear. You can lean Rishire there, but the reason I didn't is because they still have Dylan Brooks, they have Cam Whitmore. I just don't see where Rishire could play on that team because Rishire kind of, I mean, the good thing with Rishire is he can play like
Play
multiple
multiple. Yeah. Yeah.
and he's super athletic. But I think for the Rockets, you probably also want a guy that there's a lot of film on. The level of competition is probably there with when Reed Shepherd played at Kentucky, and the Rockets, they have a very bright future. So I don't know if they want to take any potential risks in the moment of where they are at right now with their program and team.
Gotcha.
That's why I went with Reed Shepherd. And then for the fourth overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs. Are we back in agreeing on this one?
I believe so. Who do you have?
Rob Dillingham.
All right, we are indeed.
So yeah, what I like about Rob Dillingham is, and what I like about with him with the Spurs is that dude's just a basket getter, and
Yeah.
he's so athletic, and he's gritty, he's tough, and I just think with him going to that Spurs team with Victor Wembanyama, if the Wizards don't go with Topic, I love Topic with the Spurs too. His passing
Yeah.
ability with Victor, that could be
He's
something
sick.
special.
Yeah.
But I think Rob Dillingham, that dude just creates his own space, and he's a great piece to what the Spurs would be building.
Yeah. I sorry. For some reason, some reports going on. But I agree. I think he's a local boy from right around Hickory, North Carolina. Played in the OTE for a while. Just got a lot of good competition under his belt. They went to Kentucky and had a great year. I believe he came off the bench a little bit. It was kind of like what they did with Booker back in the day. Kind of came off the bench and was just an explosive piece for them. He is, I think, a very good fit with Victor in San Antonio. So that's why I put him there as well.
Yeah, and I have a stat here. He shot 47% off the catch.
Wow.
So,
Swing it out to him and he's probably going to make it.
yeah, off ball, he can play a little off ball too. So, uh, that's a good piece that I think that the Spurs could use. So kind of rounding it out in that fifth spot, we already touched on him. This is where I have Zachariah Rishire going
Okay.
to the Pistons, to the Detroit Pistons. His athleticism, I think him falling to the Pistons would be a gift.
That'd be a very nice piece for them.
Just Cade Cunningham, him, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren. The Pistons just didn't have a lot of depth. They just didn't have a lot of productivity from guys outside of the ones that jump off the piece of paper. So Reshire, if he can give him depth, and again he can play a lot of different positions. So if they need to do some trial and error and see what best fits that offense in Detroit, Detroit's still probably years away from being anywhere near successful. But his just upside, his athletic and scoring ability upside, what jumps off the paper, and that's a good piece if for Detroit.
Gotcha. So what I did was I have our first G League Ignite player going off the board with Matas Buzelis.
Yep.
Small forward, 6'10", so he's small forward, power forward, hybrid type player. Just they need every position other than point guard and center, basically, right now. And so kind of best available in my opinion, outside of those positions. So easy pick. He's been around for a long time. I feel like I've heard his name for 5 years at this point. I think you can adjust to that. But just kind of the best available outside of point guard and center position pick here for the Pistons. They just need help.
I would agree. Yeah, they honestly, I wouldn't be surprised whoever they think is their the best player available on the board at that time when they get to the fifth pick, they're probably just going to draft.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be Donovan Clingan, I don't think, but any other position. And I could see Ron Holland, if Reed Shepard's still there, Cody Williams don't connect. They just need another piece from the 1 to 3 spot.
Yeah.
So now if I'm just gonna breeze over the 6 through 14,
Gotcha.
and I'll just if I need to stop and talk, I will. But so 6 for your Charlotte Hornets, and You can. I know you have a pick that you want to talk a little bit more about. That's okay. For the sixth pick, I have Jonathan Clingan. Uh,
Also have Klingon.
yeah, and I just think they need some more size with Mark Williams. I know they have Nick Richards. I think Miles Bridges is probably leaving. Uh, they just need some big men down low who can get physical and can you got to think of the East, man. Giannis, Joel Embiid, right? There's these big guys, and right now Charlotte just doesn't have anything that can match those types of level of players. And
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan had a great tournament run. He's 7. He's listed as 7'2". So just his size could help a lot with what the Hornets are trying to build. They got a hit on Brandon Miller last year. LaMelo, we don't know what his future is, but him, Brandon Miller, LaMelo, Mark Williams, and
Yeah.
Donovan Clingan could be something special.
Yeah. And if we could somehow re-sign Miles Bridges, Mark Williams got banged up a lot last year, missed a lot of time. That's another thing. We didn't really have a backup center at all. So
Mm-hmm.
this would give us depth at the position as well.
Yep. So, and then for the seventh overall pick, I have a G League Unite Ignite player, but not Buzelis. I have Ron Holland. I have Ron Holland, the small forward, 6'7", going to the Trailblazers. The Spurs' second lottery pick, I have them taking the brother of Jalen Williams, Caleb. You told me earlier today you didn't know that he was the brother of Jalen Williams. But Cody Williams, the guard forward from Colorado. And then I have the Grizzlies taking Dalton Connect. Memphis, Tennessee.
Be cool.
I could see something there with Dalton Connect, and they just need, guard help, forward help Desmond Bain and John Morant. The Jazz getting Stephon Castle. And then this is the player that I was talking about earlier. I've seen Isaiah Collier go anywhere top 5, top 15, all the way to 25th, 27th. But I think his mentality, his athleticism, he was on a terrible USC team. That USC team was terrible, and he actually played very well. I think he was averaging like 16 points. Get
Yeah.
him to go to Chicago. Chicago fans would love this type of player. He can get to the basket. His touch around the rim, very special. And I think him landing to the Bulls, that could fit perfectly. The Thunder, I have them taking the other G League Ignite player. Again, if this dude falls to him, I've seen question marks with Buzelis about the speed of the game. He's kind of sometimes turns the ball over a lot, can't match the speed of the the NBA level type of speed. But if he landed with the Thunder at 12, I think that would be great value there. Um, and then to round out the lottery, Jared McCain going to the Kings. Uh, just a score. And again, he had a great tournament run when he with Duke, and he's very marketable too. He seems like a very genuine individual, and I think
Yeah. Massive TikTok following.
yeah, Sacramento could use just a type of player like that, just a guy that everybody knows. No more Harry Giles or didn't they draft Harry Giles back in the day?
Yeah. Yeah. From
Just
Duke.
oh, and from Duke. Oh no, but just him, De'Aaron Fox. I like that fit. And then to round out the lottery, I have Jacoby Walter, the guard from Baylor, going to the
So I had that.
Trailblazers.
I have Cody Williams falling to the Thunder at 12. I would love to
Okay.
see that. Just wanted
Him
to
and his
put that out
brother.
there.
I've seen that as
That'd
well.
be
I've seen that as
that'd
well.
be so sick. Yeah, it'd be so sick. I also have Jacoby Walter going 14th to round
Who
out
did
the
you
lottery.
who'd you have who'd you have the second pick for the Spurs? Who'd you have them taking?
I have somebody falling to them at 8.
Who do you got?
Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard falling to them at 8.
I mean, but again, is it really a fall? Because right now the values on these prospects, we have no like.
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody has their different. I've seen Dalton Connect as high as top 5 too, right? So
yeah. No clue. This is we may, like I said, in like a month or so, give an updated draft? Because right now, I think me and Kenya are just guessing. It's
Oh,
pretty much what this is.
I mean, we're just trying to make the right fit, but at the end of the day, like, are
Yeah,
those
what makes
guys
sense on
true
paper?
fits?
Yeah, exactly.
But we can say that a lot of these picks might be traded, but I've heard from around the league that the value on these picks, I
Not
mean,
good.
you can hardly get an actual like rotational player for these picks, which is just
Yeah,
wild, wild.
yeah, it's
So
insane.
I'll drop a full post of our picks, kind of like I did with football. I wish I could talk about this as much as we did. We talked about the football mock draft, but with these guys, I'll admit, man, there's a few that I'm excited for. Some of these other guys, you know, we're just here to talk and to inform you guys and give our best knowledge on them. You might have other opinions on these individuals, but the draft this year for the NBA is truly going to be, I think, just a cluster. There's just going to be so much shit happening, and we might see a lot of trades, and we might see a lot of questionable trades, a lot of questionable decisions. You know, guys like Buzelis going all the way to a top three, top five pick too. The values are all different around the league, and right now it's just so tough to do a mock draft. But we wanted to get this out because if we felt like it was appropriate with the lottery just happening.
Yep, yep.
So then now we can transition away from basketball and we can do something we a little bit more passionate about, a little bit more excited about. We have a little bit more knowledge about. Uh, we talked about this a little bit last week, right?
I think so. He briefly touched on it.
So the official trailer of the NCAA college football game came out. Um, we talked about the cover athletes, Quinn Ewers, the quarterback from Texas, Donovan Edwards, the running back from Michigan, and then Travis Hunter, the DB wide receiver from Colorado. Some of the gameplay, like modes, what you can do on the game, have released a 32 online dynasty. I know that's going to be a hit with your friends, man. Throwing it back. There's NIL stuff you can do, uh, the transfer portal, all of that stuff, rebuilding programs. It's going to be an absolute hit. And then they released like a bundle deal, right, Caleb? Where you can
Yeah,
get Madden and NCAA for like 150 bucks.
the deluxe versions of both games 3 days early. A bunch of other benefits for 150 bucks.
How much money do you think they're going to make from this?
So much. I would not be shocked if this is the highest grossing game in EA's history.
Because I'm just like thinking about it, man. Because obviously you have like us, the players who are in the game will probably want to buy it. So that's
Yeah.
thousands right
Families,
there.
families of those guys.
Families, uh, streamers, just there's so many individual like even if you don't watch college football, something about playing with a college football team and rebuilding a college football team is more entertaining than hopping on Madden and rebuilding the Seahawks, rebuilding the Colts, whatever it is. There's
Yeah.
something about being able to jump on and rebuild Kent State or the triple option, playing using the triple option with Army, Navy, right? Like
Yeah.
so that and just like the play styles. Then I think they released in like their trailer that the traditions will come back in the game.
Yep.
And like the trophies of like the rival trophies. It's
So
just going to be a big hit.
I've got a question for you
Oh gosh,
because
okay.
you grew up playing the game. I didn't play as much college football. I didn't grow up in a house where college football was really prevalent. Can you do custom recruiting classes like you can do custom draft classes in Madden?
No, so what I've been playing, I have my PlayStation 3 here's what I think I played on. And it's all like, are you saying like real prospects? Like
So, like,
real
if I wanted to have the number one prospect in the high school right now be a recruit for my next season, does that make
I don't
sense?
think you could do that. Because also in like the old games, like they didn't have like obviously they didn't have any names.
Names,
Uh,
yeah,
it was just like all like number 17, like number
yeah,
81. And there was like made up names. There was never really like any. I know you could like download, and I guess I never really figured it out. But again, I was 13, 14. I was just excited to hop on and play the game.
yeah.
Um, but I knew there was a way where you could like download the active rosters. And so I don't know about the prospects though.
I wonder if that'll be a feature this year. Because I mean, it's easy in Madden; they promote the feature.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that'll be something that's in the new game, which will be awesome.
Well, they released that you can create your own logo and like create your own team. So like if I wanted to do the school that I work for,
That'd be awesome.
if you wanted to do the college that you went to, like
That'd be sick.
you have the ability to upload the logo and create the roster and play with them. So you know that right there, man. Just like being able to do a small Division 3 school that you went to, or a Division 2 school, or an NAI, whatever it is, and just like build their roster. That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
that is awesome.
And then
Yeah.
go on a Saturday and go to Tuscaloosa and play Alabama. You can like
Yes.
build your schedule too. There's just so many
Uh,
cool features, man. And I'm excited.
I'm gonna get Travis Hunter to transfer to my community college that I went to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and like, there's I read that you have the ability to dictate like your GPA and how much money you're bringing in on the NIL. So like, and you can like map out your schedule for the week. So I'm guessing there might give you an option of like, are you going to go to class?
No.
Are you going to skip class?
Yes.
You're skipping class?
I'm strictly ball.
I'm going to be the 4.0 Northwestern QB studying whatever the big
Physical
major is at.
physical engineering.
Yeah, whatever the major is at Northwestern. I'm gonna go to get straight A's. I want to be that type of prospect.
You mean Max Dugan? I know he went to TCU, but like that's what I'm just thinking of.
He did go to TCU. Was he a smart guy?
I don't know, it just feels like he was.
Well, he's probably putting that education to use now because he's no longer in the NFL. I think he went on. Did he go undrafted or?
He was a
I think he got.
Charger at one
Yeah,
point.
he was a
I know.
Charger. He's definitely not making the roster.
I don't think he's even in like the expansion leagues or anything.
Man, so that dude's really putting his education to use. I'll see what his major is. You can probably find that somewhere. What if it's like physical education,
Yeah,
like
he's a
sports
teacher.
management? That's every athlete's major. Sports management or physical education or like business.
Yeah, business admin.
Business admin.
That's my degree. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the major. So I'm excited for that game, and I thought it would be a fun time to do it. So we're going to do an actual draft, Caleb. So
okay,
if I select the team that you have on your list, you can no longer select that team. And you need
got
to
you.
draft it in order of what you think might be taken before another one. So if you have sleeper ones, you might not draft them right away. But we're
Yeah.
going to do a draft of 5 of our favorite college athletic logos.
Okay.
Did you go all Division 1 here?
Yes.
Okay, I did too, I think. Yeah, I did too. So how do you want to settle who gets the first pick?
I don't. You can have it.
All right. So with my first pick, so I don't think you'll choose any of these.
I don't think you're gonna. You'll choose one of mine. I think.
I'll go with the bucking horse and rider from Wyoming.
I almost went that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I didn't have that. It's a great logo though.
Just that. So if you don't know, Caleb, that logo has been around for like hundreds of years. It's like a staple in
Really,
Wyoming, and is like probably the only good thing out of that state. So
Josh
like
Allen.
that logo like dates all the way back to like World War I. Like they wore
Wow,
that patch on their like uniform. I was reading about it.
that's
So like
awesome.
the bucking horse and the rider. That's like a big staple. Has a lot of strong history and connection into the state of Wyoming. But that logo just goes hard. The colors go hard on it. Uh,
Yes.
I wish Wyoming was better than they are at athletics, but that
Yes.
logo fucks.
So I'm gonna go with one that is probably a sleeper, but you went with one of the ones I thought was a sleeper. So UAB Blazers, bro.
Fuck you. That
UAB,
was actually on my list.
dude, that logo is so fire, bro. The dragon with the fire coming out of its mouth. It's such a the color scheme is so good on it. It is an
That's
absolute an insane logo.
that logo is one that always sticks out to me.
Yes, same, same, same,
The
same.
green dragon, the fire coming
I
out of its mouth.
yes,
And I feel like they always make like a like they always make like sneak
they,
into the March Madness
yeah.
tournament, and you see it a little bit more.
Like, oh, that's sick. Every time I see him, like, oh, that's such a sick logo.
I don't know what year it was. I want to say I was still in high school, but I'm pretty sure UAB beat Iowa State in March Madness, and that logo slaps. It goes hard.
Yes,
I like it.
yes,
That's a good pick.
yes.
So that was actually on my list. I don't know if it was going to make my top five. It was an extra one that I had just in case. So
Okay.
it's not on my top five, um, but that's a good one. So the next one I have is Tulane.
I almost went with the green wave, and I did.
So the green wave, it's like an angry wave. It's green, blue, and it has like the megaphone.
Yeah,
Definitely needs probably some updating because it looks like a very old logo.
that's what makes
Uh,
it so good.
correct. That's why I like it. And the green wave, man.
It's a good
That's
name.
just that's just a great mascot, like the green wave.
Yes.
Tulane green wave. So with my second pick, I will take the Tulane green wave, that logo.
Second pick for me is the a little local bias here, but I really love NC State's Wolfpack logo.
Okay.
Not the text, but the actual wolf.
Okay.
It's on their football helmets. It's fire. It's just a good. It just looks like the big bad wolf from the fairy tale as a kid. It's a sick logo. The little hat on. Good logo.
I'm surprised. I thought you were going to go a little bit more with the UNC route, but I mean, there's still some time left on the list, so
There's
I
still
don't want
some
to
time.
spoil any picks. But so the third pick, I don't think you'll pick this one, but this one was the first logo that I thought of, and I just want to get it out of the way right now. I've just been waiting on it because again, I don't think you'll choose it, but the Sun Devil.
Oh, I didn't go Arizona State.
And specifically, I like the Sun Devil in the fire holding
Yeah.
like the trident or like the pitchfork.
Okay.
And like I just think that logo is so clean. And obviously the one they have now is just the trident or the pitchfork. I just think, and then again, that color scheme there, the red, the yellow, that logo is again top notch.
I gotcha. So my third one here is a basic logo. I grew up watching this team. It's one of my favorite players of all time in college. Played for this team. It's the Florida Gators.
Okay.
I love that. I love that logo. It's iconic. Great color scheme as always. I love Percy Harvin. That's a little known fact about me. He's one of my favorite players ever. Started really getting into sports around the time of Tim Tebow. So I really love the Florida Gators logo.
I feel like this is a perfect time for me to draft the Seminoles.
Damn, they're actually on my list too.
The shouting Seminole Warrior,
Oh, it's
that
sick.
that logo again, I'm gonna keep saying, but what makes these logos so good and a deciding factor for me is the colors too.
Yes.
I like the Florida State colors. They
Gold,
always look
burgundy.
yeah, they always look so good. A lot of great players have came through Florida State. Another thing. Um, so yeah,
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston, seeing those guys in that uniform, I just get flashbacks of a kid growing up.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, the Florida State Seminoles. I would say in general, man, the state of Florida has some pretty cool logos.
The U. We didn't even talk about the U yet. I mean, I don't know
I
if you have.
know.
I don't have them on my board, but I
I
don't
do
know if
not.
you.
I do
But
not.
like
But
fire,
the,
they're
the
fire to
color
me.
scheme there, right? Like I just love
Yeah.
it. Green, the orange. So
Yes.
that I will take the Florida Seminoles with my fourth pick.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use this next pick. It's one you mentioned before that I probably would have on my board. I've got to go with the Tar Heels, man. Baby blue. I can't not let it sit there. Specifically the Ramses logo, if we're gonna go specifics, but I actually like the new logo as well. It's not new. It's just the U and the N and the C, whatever. Everybody knows the logo, but obviously baby blue, favorite color. It's just an iconic logo at this point. The Ramses, my dad's phone screen has been that for about 15 years. It's an iconic logo in this household.
You can't beat baby blue.
No, it's the best.
I agree. Well, to round out my list, the Fierce Roosters, Coastal Carolina. So,
Oh, I'm just gonna let you know. Whatever noise you made was so loud that it muted on Zoom. So there's no audio, whatever you just did.
I hurt my throat. I'll try one more time.
Nope, you don't have to do that.
Is this the noise a rooster makes?
And cut out again. Stop making the noise.
God damn it.
Stop making that noise.
It's making my eyes water. But the Fierce Roosters of Coastal Carolina.
Okay. I like it.
That a different kind of color scheme there. Also a different kind of mascot.
Yeah, a
And
fierce
I
rooster.
and I really like that it's not just a rooster, but it's a fierce rooster.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just have a regular rooster. That's
Right? Yeah, right. Because if you're playing the Roosters, man, come on.
a bunch of
If we're
hillbillies.
we're playing the Roosters, but if you're playing the
Ah,
fierce Roosters,
I'm getting scared. I'll say. I think that was the one rooster. You know what I'm talking about?
what?
He is. I forgot what his name is. I'll say. Something. All right. Well, that was.
But to round it out, the fierce Roosters, Coast Carolina, man.
So my last one is weird. I'll go ahead and put it out there. I don't know why I like the logo as much as I do. The Fresno State Bulldogs. I like their logo so
What?
much. I really do. Because it's not just the face of a bulldog. Every other bulldog mascot is just their face. They have the whole dog, and it's just like it's so dumb looking, but I like it. It's unique. They also have red, white, and blue colorway. It's nice. They've had a couple big stars come through the team. Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, cool. But I just like that they're unique in the fact they didn't just use the bulldog's face; they actually used the whole bulldog.
You're probably the only person that I feel like has ever liked that logo.
I just think it's cool. I don't know. It's
I guess.
not cool necessarily, but unique. They chose the common name in the Bulldogs, but didn't go the common route.
I guess. I guess. I'll give it to you. Who do you think had a better list?
You had more obscure pools.
Hmm.
I thought UAB was a pretty good pool.
UAB was a good one, yeah. Who are your
You
honorable
definitely
men?
didn't think you definitely didn't think I was going UAB.
Uh, I don't know because that's one I feel like is constantly talked about like by people. That one just sticks out again. Did I think that you were smart enough to go that route? No, I'll admit.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks.
I thought you were just gonna go like UNC, the alternate UNC logo, the other alternate UNC logo, NC State and fucking Fresno State Bulldog.
So my alternates were Florida State, the
Okay,
Seminole logo, and I really like Iowa, the Hawkeye logo. I don't know.
that
I'm
was
partial to
another
it.
alternate.
I,
I have
I
the
I'm
Tiger
partial.
Hawk.
Yeah, I'm partial to that logo as well.
Yeah, it's a good one. Some other good ones. I like just stay in Iowa. The Northern Iowa Panthers. The purple and the
Okay.
yellow. The colored, man, they just really make a logo pop, and I really like that. The Cyclones by far have the worst Division 1 logo. Or I mean, you got the Drake Bulldogs as well. I don't know. Does Drake show their entire bulldog?
I don't
Let's
know.
see. Do you know what the Drake
Most of
Bulldog
them,
logo looks
not
like?
off the top of my head, no.
Oh, it just shows like the chest and the front part of it.
See?
Wow.
Nobody's showing them paws, boy.
Nobody's showing the full bulldog. Man.
It's,
Be like
it's like,
Fresno State. Show the full bulldog.
yeah. I see, like with me, like I said, I don't watch a lot of college football, but like I feel like 90% of the logos are just letters. It's so bad. Like, but then they have
Oh
like
yeah.
sick mascots, like Appalachian State. The Mountaineers, such a fire mascot. Wake Forest, the Demon Deacon. Like,
Mhm.
just missed opportunities just by having letters as your mascot.
Going back to the college football game, I'm curious how to do the mascot gameplay. That was a big hit
Oh,
for me as a kid. And
the
I
Stanford
always
trees.
loved using Stanford.
The tree. That's what I'm saying.
The
The trees.
trees, man. Dude, using the trees. And who are the oranges? Is that Syracuse?
Syracuse. Yeah.
Yeah. The big orange, man. Those are some of my favorite mascots to use.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
the trees were top notch. And I feel like
Trees.
the hitbox for the trees were also like smaller. Like you could like juke and you could be like missing
Yeah.
tackles, man.
Elusive. You were elusive as
Yeah.
a tree.
Elusive trees.
I'm trying to
Well,
think of another. Just the Huskies. I like Washington. I mean, they have a W, but like their alternate logo is nice.
there's a lot of like see like I like Alabama's alternate logo where they have like the A and then the elephant like with it.
Yeah. I just like a
Uh
caricature. I don't like letters. Give me a caricature.
oh yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Nobody likes the Georgia Bulldog, the G. I feel like
See,
everybody will take the Bulldog. No one likes
they don't even do the bulldog, and it's good.
Iowa does like sometimes just the I. Nobody likes
Yeah,
that. Give us
no,
the Tiger Hawk, right?
yeah,
I think yeah, and also like when you're Tulane, I'm happy that they're doing something out of like the ordinary with the green wave. Like
exactly.
you could have a super lame logo or you could have a super bomb ass diggity logo. And they have a super bomb ass diggity logo. I
Yeah,
love the green
we
wave.
love super bomb ass diggity logos.
Dude, hell yes. Shout out. If you have a bomb ass diggity logo, I'll support you.
Yeah, comment your favorite bomb ass diggity logo below.
Man, we're saying bomb ass diggity a lot. I think
It's-
that means we're getting to that time of wrapping things up. When we start repeating things that don't make sense or we're just making up words, that's how you know the podcast is coming to an end. And I think that was fun. We're going to do some more actual drafts like that. I threw Caleb
yeah,
like, if we're going to draft a starting five of only Disney characters, who would you choose? So those are like hints of things that we're going to do down the road. Um,
yeah, I
I
like
just
that.
love doing drafts. I love doing drafts.
Yeah, me too.
It
It's
because
fun.
it also just sparks conversations, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just very effortless conversations, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Uh, I we actually we're actually putting some time into some of the segments that we're doing. Um, yeah, this is a good episode 9.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a fun time.
Microwave and ice cream and talking about bomb ass diggity logos.
Speaking of bomb ass diggity logos, let's go play
That
MLB
one
the
on your
show.
shirt is not a bomb ass diggity logo.
No, it's not a bomb ass diggity logo. But my team in MLB the show, it is, and I'm really itching to go play some. So with that, Canyon, hit the
One second.
outro.
1 second.
Hit the outro.
Okay. Gosh, you can't just like tell me to hit the outro. It comes naturally. Okay. Thank you guys for your love and support. If you haven't found us yet, you will find us. Just go to the YouTube, the TikTok, the Instagram, the Spotify. Type in our name, the One Trick Ponies. We are there. We appreciate you all. Follow, subscribe, like, reshare, hate, love, do whatever you want to do. We love it all. We appreciate it all. And we'll see you next week. I will be 24. I'm having my birthday this week, my golden birthday. I'll be 24. And I will actually be recording from my house. So we'll have to figure that out because I'm going to be going home. But then we'll reach episode 10. We'll reach double digits. This is a long outro. Caleb, hit it.
Bye. Oh God, I threw my whole mic.